Today's video is sponsored by our good friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, located in Melbourne, Florida. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And Docking94, located in Boca Raton, Florida. Check us out on comicsandgames.com. And Ian's Display Accessories, the best figure stands for iconic Kenner Star Wars, Hasbro G.I. Joe, as well as modern Black Series and G.I. Joe Classifieds. And lastly, EGS Grading Services, the Gen X place to get your comics graded. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu RU, and today we're going to look at the retro series Destro. Now, I know I'm a little bit behind and this figure has been out for a while, but unlike a lot of people, I like to include the mythos to go along with just the figure review. So sit back and relax, and I would like you to engage and talk about Destro as well in the comments below. Now, earlier I featured Pimp Daddy Destro and talked a little bit about what we're going to dive into today, so make sure you watch that video. Now, for the majority, Destro's first appearance occurs in issue number 14 of Raha, and because of that, a lot of these modern collectors are targeting this issue, and that's why I'm suggesting to us G.I. Joe fans to pull it aside, send it in to get graded and encased because it's increased in value. While his actual first appearance is in issue number 11. See, in issue number 14, you get his first cover and you get his first frontal appearance. But in issue number 11, he's in the background. So we see this shadowy figure. And that's like a Marvel trope. Like, that's how they first introduce characters, is they'll be like, in the background, so to speak. And then in the following issue, they'll be appearing. Case in point, this new Taskmaster. Issue number 195, he does the same thing. And then in 196, Taskmaster makes his first appearance. But in this issue, we kind of see that him and Baroness had a previous relationship. And when I covered, I think, issue number 252 about the Baroness's special missions, even, when they were in college, how they met. But to get a better idea of Destro, I'm going to point to the examples from issue 94 to 97 because, see, Destro is a bad guy, but everybody loves him because he's a character with honor, and I think that is something to be admired. So what better way to illustrate that than in particular this story arc where the Baroness is trying to avenge her brother's death, and she thinks Snake Eyes is responsible for an incident that occurred during Vietnam where her brother and her come in a relief effort, and he's killed by a group of, I guess, the terrorists or embezzlers, and she blames Snake Eyes. So she's plotting this whole course of revenge against Snake Eyes while he's getting his surgery. And what's interesting is that Destro comes in out of nowhere and kind of like I was there, I saw it, and no, you are wrong with your anger, telling the Baroness all of this. Now, Destro is part of my 3 favorite villains of all time, Dr.Doom and, of course, Darth Vader. All of them are kind of similar in the sense that even though they're bad guys, you cheer them on and you kind of understand what they're going through, but at the same time, you also have so much respect and admire them for their integrity and their honor. Now, since I'm including these specific issues, I have to include the picture of the Baroness shooting Scarlet in the face. That is crazy. And I remember seeing that for the first time and being like, oh my God, that's nuts. But anyway, going back to this story, what's amazing is Destro, like I said, comes out of nowhere. And when he sees a wrong, he wants to do everything in his power to make it right. And the Baroness's anger is consuming and destroying. So as much as he's helping Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, he's helping out the Baroness and that, this anger is misleading you, sweetheart. The one thing funny is that Destro reveals everything via helicopter and with the megaphone. So how the hell Baroness was able to hear everything is a mystery to us all. But again, he kind of tells the story how he accompanied his father during that time, as his father was there to conduct business. He saw everything that occurred during that incident, and he's clearing Snake Eyes' name. And the other thing is that he actually lends a handout to Snake Eyes to help bring him and Storm Shadow in. So at a time when he could easily have offed them and got rid of them, he puts out his hand to rescue them. And we see that currently in G.I. Joe with the Snake Hunt, the last 10-issue story arc, where he comes thinking that he's coming to the original Snake Eyes' aid. So he has so much respect for Snake Eyes as a human being, and that transcends their allegiances of Cobra, G.I. Joe, or Mars. So here we have the actual action figure, and let's dive into this. So in the comments below, let me know what are your thoughts on Destro, and if you like the gold head version or the silver head version. So with that aside, let's look at this actual figure. And the card back, I've been saying this with all the other recaps, it's thin and flimsy. When I got this one from Walmart.com, it had all these creases on it. That's just the universal complaint with everybody. And of course, the actual file card, you see, cut the meat and potatoes out of it, and just a very basic. But also notice that the original file card actually has G.I. Joe with the affiliation, not Cobra or not Mars, what we've learned to be. But since this was issue, or the enemy for that matter, it's one of the few rare cases where the G.I. Joe logo is attached to a bad guy. So along with the file card, I actually have the back, the cross cells of all the other characters that were issued that year, 1984, 1985, and just to show that for shits and giggles. And again, like I did with the Pimp Daddy episode, this is the iconic version 1 of Destro from my collection. And the only thing is I had to use the Battle Gear accessory pack for his gun. I don't have that, and you know what? I'm not a big... I know guys like HCC and Forum BX257 have to have every accessory, but I sometimes substitute with the Battle Gear accessory packs, and that's totally cool for me. And I think that's really... I love this figure. It's just so iconic, and the version 1 is very near and dear to me. When it comes to having baddies, I think the 3 top figures for me is the Secret Wars Dr.Doom, Destro here, and of course the 1977 Darth Vader, which I have. And again, here's version 2. Same thing I featured in the Pimp Daddy recap. I would definitely like to know which one is more your preference. And this is not too far behind. It has a little bit of that Darth Vader vibe and everything. And here's the spoiler. A little bit dirty from my collection, but that's okay. Again, it was one of those things where you're getting more the figure, not the vehicle. The vehicle was just a throw-in. Same like with Sergeant Slaughter's Triple T tank. And last but not least, I think we have we're going to start with the Classified series. This was, again, a big hit, and one of the figures that changed my mind, because I had said in the very beginning, 6-inch, this is Star Wars Black Series, yuck. Because the Black Series up until that point was shit. But this figure changed my mind. And the Pimp Daddy Destro, I don't know. I like I said in that episode, I'm not a big fan of this, but, I just had to add it. I'm going to repeat what I said in that other video. The issue with me with this particular figure and Pimp Daddy Destro is it's such a slap in the face of the character. And that's why I have issue. Destro is such a noble man and a respectable man. To be quote-unquote Pimp Daddy is absurd. So here we go. We're going to open this bad boy up like I feature in every one of these retro reissues. And once again, breaking out my trusty Craftsman blade. Here we go over here. Gotta careful not to slice myself. Probably need to change out the blade. So now I have everything laid out for you to sample. We got the action figure, And what I like is the actual sniper rifle. I would think that this would go on the Baroness more than Destro, but whatever. And we're gonna open up the briefcase, and again, like I like how it has all these compartments, and it fits nicely. This is well done. And again, when we saw the Wave 1 with like 100 different accessories, keep it simple, stupid is the message to Hasbro. And we're going to zoom in and compare it to the 25th anniversary. And I'm going to repeat what I said. This Wave 2 and Wave 3 are exceptional jobs that Hasbro's done. I like how his collar is more prominent and sticking out a little bit versus the 25th anniversary one. And the detail on this is amazing. I love it a lot. And it's on par with the Classified. I think this is a phenomenal, well done figure. And I know people jumped off the bandwagon with the Wave 1, with the reissue of the 50th anniversary Baroness, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow that we saw. But hey, Hasbro has bounced back, and I got to give credit where credit's due. I really like this figure a lot. I think they did a really good job. And the wrist rockets are just right. Their grenades are right. And here's the whole lineup of Destro all together, like one big happy family. And again, I cannot complain. I think this is it. It's a good homage to the character in the figure. This is well done. I'm sounding like a broken record here. So, the Classified got me into Classifieds, and I think this Destro Retro is a big improvement from the Wave 1. So that's my take on this retro Destro, as well as a little bit of the mythos. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and join us for future episodes. This is Shabu RU signing off.